Good morning, all. So, in the last class, we have discussed some basics about the torque generation, the torque equation, and the torque characteristics of the induction motor. Okay. So, today we will see the actual rotor design or selection of rotor slots for cage rotor. Number of rotor slots. So briefly, I told yesterday that when I have to select the number of rotor slots for cage rotor, then I should be a little bit conscious and I should be a little bit uh, alert that certain selection of number of slots or certain combination of slots of stator and rotor will result in the undesirable behavior of the rotor. Okay, so the undesirable behavior may be the rotor refuse to start, it will never start at all, or even if it starts, it will run at very subsynchronous speeds or very lower speeds where the torque developed at those speeds are not sufficient to drive the load. There may be a large vibrations in the rotor which may create a physical damage to the shaft and the rotor itself, or there may be a large noise. Okay, so these are undesirable operation of or undesirable behavior of the rotors. Okay, in case of cage rotor or cage motor, if there is certain combination of slots, it can be because of slots, it can be because of stator and rotor winding. In case of cage rotor, there is no question of rotor winding. In case of stator winding, okay, if stator winding is having harmonics, then these behaviors can be observed in the rotor, because whatever the rotor is getting current and voltage, it is induced from this stator. It can be because of stator winding if harmonics are there. So to avoid this problem from the stator side, we generally go for distributed winding or corded coils. Okay, so to a large extent I can reduce the harmonics in the stator produced in the stator winding, okay, by using the distributed and short pitch coils. Okay, it can be because of slotting in the sense certain combination of slots of stator and rotor. It can be because of irregularities in the air gap, or it can be because of saturation. Okay, so these are the four reasons due to which the undesirable behavior of the rotor is observed in case of cage motor. Okay, now how to avoid this? One point we saw with respect to winding, I can use the corded coils or distributed winding. Then saturation. To avoid saturation, I have to keep the magnetic flux density well below the saturation limit. Irregularities in the air gap, that has to be taken care by providing the larger air gap. The irregularities in the air gap can be reduced. Now these 3 points are decided at the time of winding itself. Okay, and this winding and saturation can be taken care when we are fixing the flux density and the area of teeth, okay, in the air gap. Now when to reduce the effect due to slotting, now I have to see what is the effect of slotting, okay, and how the rotor behaves when there are certain combination of slots and if there are harmonics. So these are the harmonics. Yesterday we have seen the same waveform I have written. These are the harmonics we have seen in the yesterday's class. So if there is harmonic in the stator winding, now suppose this is the fundamental wave of voltage. So this fundamental wave of voltage or fundamental wave of current. So this fundamental wave of current is having harmonics, or the current is affected by harmonics with this as a fundamental current wave of frequency f, then 3f, 5f, 7f, so on. Then the current that is carried by the stator is having the harmonics. Therefore, the flux created by this current which is linking the rotor will also be having the same order of harmonics. See, whatever the current is there, that will be the flux. If current is pure sine wave, flux will be pure sine wave. If the current is harmonically affected, flux will also be harmonically affected. Whatever the order of harmonics I have in the current wave, same order of harmonics I will be observing in the flux wave. So, the flux that is linking from stator to rotor is itself having harmonics. Okay? So, those harmonics in the flux wave, okay, will induce an EMF in the rotor, and the induced EMF will also be having harmonics. Okay? So, this is fundamental wave of current. This fundamental wave of current is creating a flux phi. Okay? This third harmonic is creating a flux phi third. This fifth harmonic component of current creating a flux phi fifth. Okay? Now this fundamental flux phi is inducing an EMF in the rotor ER. This third harmonic of the flux is inducing an EMF E third or ER third. This fifth harmonic is inducing an EMF in the rotor ER fifth. So this is harmonically induced EMF, which is having frequency equals to 5 times the fundamental frequency. This third harmonic induced EMF is having the frequency equal to 3 times the fundamental frequency. Likewise, 7 times fundamental frequency induced EMF, 9 times fundamental frequency induced EMF. Okay, so we will be getting this kind. Now these induced EMFs will circulate the rotor currents. Let this be IR, rotor currents IR. This is IR third, IR fifth. Okay, IR third, IR fifth. Likewise, phi seventh, ER seventh, IR seventh, IR ninth, so on. Okay, so now observe torque is directly proportional to phi into I. It is the interaction between flux and current. When any current interacts the flux in the space, there the torque is produced. Okay, so here what happens? There is third harmonic current in the rotor which is linking with the third harmonic flux in the rotor. There is third harmonic flux linking to the rotor. Okay, third harmonic current circulating in the rotor. There will be a torque produced T third is equals to phi third into IR third. Similarly, torque is produced fifth is equals to phi fifth into IR fifth. Torque is produced for seventh harmonic, T seventh is equals to phi seventh into IR seventh. Okay. So there are additional torques developed in the rotor due to purely components of harmonics. Okay. A third order harmonic will create a third order torque. Fifth order harmonic will create fifth order torque. Seventh order harmonic will create seventh order torque. Now what will be the direction of this torque? Okay, the problem lies here. The direction of these torques, those are produced because of harmonic components, will be opposing the main rotation of the rotor. Okay, so these torques will exhibit a braking action on the rotor. Okay, for this these are hazardous for me. Okay, these are undesirable because the direction of these torques are not along the direction of the load torque. Okay, the direction of these torque are opposite to the direction of load torque. That is, the torque when these are produced by this third, fifth or seventh harmonic, generally third harmonic will not be generated. we get fifth order harmonic and seventh order harmonic. Okay, for a three-phase winding, I don't get third harmonic content. Okay, third harmonic is automatically neutralized. I get the minimum order of harmonic in the three-phase winding is from fifth and from seventh onwards. Okay, so let us not think about third. Generally, there will be third order, fifth order, seventh order, ninth order, so on. But in three-phase winding, I don't get third order. Okay, I get starting from fifth order. So now these fifth order harmonic torque and seventh order harmonic torque are in such a direction that these will create a braking action on the rotor. Okay, and these are equally important because the speed torque characteristics of these fifth order and seventh order harmonic are exactly same as the speed torque characteristics of fundamental current and fundamental flux. Whatever the fundamental torque is developed in the rotor and what speed torque characteristics are observed for that, like yesterday's speed torque characteristics what we have seen, these harmonic torques are also having the speed torque characteristics exactly similar to the fundamental torque speed characteristics. This makes these harmonic torques considerable. Okay, and these torques are known as harmonic induction torques. So these torques developed in the rotor are induced due to harmonics present in the flux wave as well as current wave. Hence, these torques are known as harmonic induction torques. Okay, these torques are known as harmonic induction torques. Now, how exactly these are produced? Okay, this I will rub. Now I think this is clear. Harmonic induction torque. Okay. So how these are produced? Now if there are harmonics in the current wave of the stator, there will be harmonics in the flux wave of the rotating magnetic field. Now those harmonics, okay, those harmonics I will wipe out third harmonic. We don't want third, we will keep only fifth and seventh. So those harmonics present in the flux wave of the rotating magnetic field will induce the harmonic induced EMFs in the rotor, and those harmonic induced EMFs will circulate the harmonic currents in the rotor. Now when the harmonic currents in the rotor and harmonic flux in the rotor linking to rotor will interact, then there are torques produced by these fluxes, and those are known as harmonic torques or harmonic induction torques. Okay, so these are harmonic induction torques which are produced purely due to harmonics present in the flux and current wave. And the direction of these harmonic induced torque will be in such a that it will be opposing the load torque, okay, or the torque produced in the rotor, and they will offer the braking action to the rotor. So they will try to reduce the speed and reduce the overall torque developed by the motor. Now if these torques are dominant enough, okay, these torques are dominant enough to reduce the load torque, then motor will not run at its rated speed, but it will try to run at a very lower speed when compared to its rated value. Okay, so these torques are known as harmonic induced torques, which are creating the braking action on the induction motor rotor. Okay. Now, for a three-phase winding, order of harmonics is given by n is equals to 6 into capital N plus or minus 1. 6 into capital N plus or minus 1. Okay. Where N is an integer. N is an integer. Now, when n is an integer, it will start from 1. Okay, it will start from, if you put n equals to 0, it becomes fundamental. If you put n is equals to 0, it will be 6 into 0, 0 plus 1. That is fundamental. Okay, if you put n is equals to 1, it will be 6 into 1 plus or minus 1. So, for n is equals to 1, n is equals to, or before that we will see what is plus and what is minus. Okay, so plus indicates, okay, direction of rotation. Okay, direction of rotation is direction of rotation of harmonic along fundamental, okay, minus indicates, okay, against fundamental rotation. Against fundamental rotation. Okay. Okay. So, if the harmonic is rotating along the fundamental, it is called forward rotation. If the harmonic is rotating against the fundamental, it is called reverse rotation. Okay. Now, so for n is equals to 1, or if I take capital N is equals to 1, that is integer, then my order of harmonic n is equals to, okay, 7 and n is equals to 5. It is 6n plus or minus 1. The order of harmonic will be 7 and 5, both will be existing, such that the nth order harmonic is forward rotating, forward rotation, whereas the fifth order harmonic is reverse rotation. Nth order harmonic is reverse rotation. Now, a three-phase winding carrying the current in the stator are now producing a harmonic content of 7th order, which is of forward rotation, and a harmonic content of 5th order, which is in reverse rotation. Now, this 7th order and 5th order harmonic are in the flux wave, because it is in the current. If it is in current wave, it will be in flux wave. Okay, so we will start from flux only. So there are two harmonics, 7th order and 5th order harmonic in flux wave. So this 7th order and 5th order harmonic in flux wave will induce 7th order and 5th order EMFs in the rotor. That 7th order and 5th order induced EMF will circulate 7th order harmonic current and 5th order harmonic current in the rotor. Okay, so that current, 5th order and 7th order harmonic current, will interact with 5th order and 7th order harmonic flux respectively. They will produce 5th order torque and 7th order torque, which are having the same characteristics as that of fundamental torque. So the characteristics of torque speed characteristic of induction motor is like this. This is torque and this is the speed. Okay, so torque speed characteristic is of this shape. Okay, motor action, generator action, complete torque speed characteristics. Okay, so now these two order fluxes produced, we are inducing the torques of 7th order and 5th order in the rotor, okay, such that one torque of 7th order is in along the forward rotation, one torque of 5th order is along the reverse rotation. Okay, but both the torques are producing the braking action. Okay, both the torques, all harmonic induced torques will produce the braking action. Okay, so now what happens is, seventh order harmonic is having a forward rotation, but what is the speed of the rotation? Okay, the speed of rotation is, I will take slightly below here, forward rotation with the speed. See, I supply 3-phase voltage to stator. It creates 3-phase current. In each phase there is flux produced, and these 3 fluxes interact. I will get a rotating magnetic field in the rotor, in the air gap. The speed of that rotating magnetic field is called synchronous speed. Now, the rotating magnetic field is having the harmonic components in it. The 7th order harmonic component will not rotate at a speed equal to synchronous value. Okay, the speed of 7th order harmonic is ns by 7, because the equation for speed ns is equals to 120 f upon p. Okay, for n equal to 7, for 7th order harmonic there will be 7 poles. Okay, number of poles will get multiplied by 7. If there are p number of poles for fundamental, then there will be 7 times p number of poles for the 7th order harmonic. Okay, now if p is equals to 4 and f is equals to 50 Hertz and ns will be 1500 rpm. If p equal to 4 and f equal to 50, ns will be 1500 rpm. Okay, ns equals to 120 f upon p. Now, a harmonic of order 7 means frequency is 7 times the fundamental frequency. Okay, frequency is 7 times the fundamental frequency. But frequency is not automatically generated. Frequency always depends upon number of poles. F is equals to Pns by 120. Whatever the number of poles I have, based on that the frequency will be there. Okay. So what is happening, if you see virtually what is happening in the machine is, when there is, when I say there is a 7th order harmonic in the machine, the poles for that 7th order harmonic is 7 times the fundamental poles. Now the fundamental poles are 4, therefore for this harmonic content, the number of poles will be equals to 7 into 4, that is 28 poles. Okay. So ns equal to 120 f upon p. Now let us take ns dash for 7th harmonic. ns 7th, it will be 7 into pole, number of poles. So this ns 7th harmonic is equals to 1 over 7 into 120 f upon p is ns. So the speed at which the harmonic rotating induced EMF is rotating is ns by the order of harmonic. The order of harmonic is 7, therefore the flux, 7th order rotating flux in the air gap is rotating at a speed of ns by 7. Is rotating at a speed of ns by 7. Then n equals to 5 is reverse rotation is in reverse rotation harmonic with speed ns by 5, because for this n equal to 5, number of poles are 5 times the number of poles, that is 5 poles are 20 number of poles. Therefore the speed will reduce to 1/5 of the synchronous speed, that is 1/5 of the fundamental speed. So this is the speed at which the rotating magnetic field of n equal to 7 will rotate and order of n equal to 5 will rotate. Therefore the torques induced because of these two fields. Now what is happening, there is a rotating magnetic field, harmonic field of order n equal to 7 and n equal to 5. Now these two harmonic fields will link to rotor, and harmonic induced EMFs are produced in the rotor. The induced EMF of 7th order harmonic and induced EMF of 5th order harmonic. These two induced EMF will produce the respective currents in the rotor. 7th order current in the rotor, 5th order current in the rotor. Now 7th order current IR7 will interact with 7th order flux. It will produce 7th order torque. 5th order current will link with 5th order flux. It will produce 5th order torque, and these both will be having the characteristics exactly same as that of fundamental wave, but the magnitudes will be less. The magnitude of the torque 7th order and 5th order will be much lesser than the fundamental magnitude of the torque, that is 5 into I. Okay. Now these torques will get superimposed on the fundamental torque. These torques will get superimposed on fundamental torque. So I can study the effect of this superimposition or superposition by superimposing or superposing the characteristics of the harmonic torques on the fundamental characteristic of speed torque of the motor. Okay. Now what happens when so far we have seen there is a torque produced by the rotor current interacting with the flux, that is the load torque or the main torque or the fundamental torque. Now there are torques produced by the harmonic contents. Okay. So we have seen fundamental torque separately, 7th harmonic separately, 5th harmonic separately, but these won't operate separately. These all the three torques will be superimposed on each other. I will get a resultant torque of fundamental, 7th order and 5th order. Now what happens when all the three are superimposed, and what is the effect of that? That we need to see. Okay. I hope it is clear up to this part. Okay. Now I will draw the torque speed characteristics only for the motor region of induction motor. So this is torque, this is speed. Okay. So this is the NS. This can be N. Okay. Let this be point O. Okay. The starting torque, it will use starting torque here. Okay. Now I have a this is n equals to 5, the 5th order harmonic, and this will be ns by 5. Okay. So I shall take the capital NS only. In the notes it is small ns, it is an RPS. Because I have taken in RPM, I will discuss with RPM. There is no change. It is simply divided by 60, that's it. Okay? Concept will remain same. Okay. So now there is one more seventh harmonic. So this is n equals to 7. This will be ns by 7. Okay. So this will give you ns by 5. ns by 7. Now these three torque speed characteristics are individually existing, okay, because I know how the characteristics will come. Now when I superpose these characteristics on the main characteristic, so this is the expected low speed torque characteristic of the motor. This is expected speed torque characteristic of the motor, but I don't get like this. Okay. Now these two torques which are created due to harmonic induction or harmonic induction torques now will get superimposed on this expected characteristics. Okay. Now how the characteristic will be? This is my expected characteristics. Now when this will get superimposed, okay, this will add to this characteristic. Okay. Okay. So this fifth order harmonic torque characteristic will add to the expected characteristic. Okay. So it will be like this. So let this be O. ns by 5, ns by 7. Now at ns by 5, if this gets added, okay, this will be the characteristic. Sorry. This will be the characteristic, and I hope, is this visible? So this dotted line indicates the expected characteristic, but you can observe some dips in the characteristic of the motor, induction motor. Okay, so this is expected characteristic. This is what we observe is expected characteristic. Okay, and we observe some dips, okay, some humps and dips in the main characteristic or the resultant characteristic. Now observe what will happen with the fifth order harmonic. Now with the fifth order harmonic, this is the expected torque to be produced. The dotted line indicates the expected torque to be produced. Now the fifth order harmonic is producing the torque, okay, the fifth order harmonic is producing the torque that is above the expected load torque. The fifth order harmonic is producing the torque that is above the expected load torque. So it is not affecting me in provision of the torque to the load. But what about the seventh order harmonic? So this is n equal to 5 and this is for n equal to 7. Okay. The fifth order harmonic is producing the torque both in its motor action and in generator action. Both in motor as well as generator action. The torque produced by n equal to fifth order harmonic, okay, is sufficiently more than the actual torque requirement at this point of the speed. Okay, so there is no effect observed from the fifth order harmonic torque, induced torque. But what about seventh order harmonic? You observe here there is a large dip. Okay, there is a large dip in this. There is a large dip in the characteristic. Now, the expected torque is here. And the torque produced by seventh order harmonic torque, or the torque due to seventh order harmonic content of the torque, is very much less when compared to the expected load torque. And if this load torque produced, okay, at ns equal to ns by 7, okay, and this dip will occur slightly before, okay, so this dip will occur slightly before the 1/7 of synchronous speed. It will occur slightly before 1/7 of synchronous speed. Okay, so here the torque produced by the motor is now much less than the expected torque of the load. Hence, if the load is operating at constant torque, this torque produced is insufficient. This torque produced is insufficient and motor will not run at its rated speed at this load, but it will run at a speed near to or slightly less than 1/7 of synchronous speed. Now the speed of the motor will drop back or drop down to a speed slightly less than 1/7 of ns. Now if P equal to 4 and F equal to 50 Hz, then the speed at which rotor will rotate is 1500 divided by 7. So this is the speed at which the induction motor will rotate in this case. Therefore, the seventh order harmonic is very much important for me in case of induction motor. I don't care for fifth order harmonic because it is not affecting me in provision of low torque. It is giving me more than the required low torque. But whereas seventh order harmonic is giving me a large dip in the characteristic, showing that the torque produced because of seventh order harmonic is much less than the load torque requirement at a speed equal to ns by 7 or nearly equal to ns by 7. Okay, if this condition exists in the induction motor, then the rotor will not rotate at its rated speed or at its corresponding speed, but it will rotate at a speed equals to ns by 7 or slightly less than ns by 7. Okay, so instead of motor running, the motor will exhibit a crawling effect. It will slightly crawl it. Hence, this effect is called crawling. Because of harmonic induction torques, the crawling effect of the induction motor is observed. Because of harmonic induction torques, what we observe is crawling of induction motor. What is crawling of induction motor? Because of induced torques or because of harmonic induced torques, the motor will try to rotate at 1/7 or nearly 1/7 of synchronous speed. And at this speed, it is not sufficient to supply for the load requirements. So motor will fail to supply the load requirements. Okay. Now this has to be avoided. How this has to be avoided? By selecting the proper number of rotor slots. We will see what are the guidelines for selecting rotor slots for cage rotor. Okay. So this is one effect that we get. If the slotting is not proper, then the effect observed is crawling. Because of harmonic induction torques or because of harmonically induced torques, the crawling is observed here. Okay. So motor will not run at its rated speed. It will run at a speed equals to slightly less than the 1/7 of synchronous speed. It is a 1/7 of synchronous speed only. Okay. So 7th order harmonic is very much dominant in the induction motor. This is the another way of observing. 3rd order harmonic doesn't come, because from this equation 6n plus or minus 1, we can't get n equal to 3. For n equals to 3, this n has to be a fraction, and already I have defined n is an integer. Therefore, I don't get 3rd order harmonic in 3 phase. It is automatically taken out. Okay, only 5th and 7th order harmonic and higher order. If I take n equals to 2, okay, then what will be 12 plus 1, 13 or 11. 9th order harmonic will also be not there. And I don't consider 13th harmonic and 11th harmonic. Why? Because the magnitude of those harmonics are very, very, very less that I can neglect. Okay? As the order of harmonic goes on increasing, the magnitude of harmonic content or harmonic component goes on decreasing. So after a certain order, even if the harmonics are existing, the magnitudes are so low or so less that I can simply neglect them. So therefore I don't consider what happens with n equals to 2, whether the order of harmonic is 13 or 11. I don't worry about that. 9th harmonic will not come into picture. Okay. So like this, the crowding of the induction motor will happen if the proper slotting is not done in the rotor. Okay, proper slotting, I have to think of rotor only, because stator number of slots, okay, are already been fixed. Stator number of slots are already been fixed, because stator operates with some constant design factors which we don't change, and most of the design factors that will come into the stator design they come in these specifications. So whenever we design a rotor, these things we take into picture. Now what about in slip ring rotor? Why don't we observe these kinds of behavior in slip ring rotor? Because in slip ring rotor, the rotor winding is also distributed, hence the harmonics are greatly minimized or eliminated. Okay, because we use 3-phase distributed winding or corded coils in rotor, also in slip ring motor, the harmonics in the rotor are greatly minimized. Because of distributed winding in the rotor, the harmonics in the induced EMF, induced current and induced flux will be eliminated because of winding structure itself. So we don't observe these effects. Harmonic induction torques we don't observe. Okay, dominantly we don't observe in slip ring induction motor. Okay, so this is one point which we have to take into account, okay, when we design a rotor. Okay, so second point is harmonic synchronous torques. Okay, so with harmonic induction torques, what I get is crawling. What is crawling? Crawling of the induction motor is nothing but the rotor starts rotating at a speed less than 1/7 of synchronous speed. Why? Because of induced torques. Okay. Next point is harmonic synchronous torques. harmonic synchronous torques. Okay. Now if the order of harmonics in rotor and stator are same, okay, if the order of harmonics of rotor and stator are same, okay, then a alternating opposite torques are induced in the rotor, okay, if order of harmonics in stator and rotor are same, then alternative opposite torques, then alternatively opposite torques are produced. Alternatively opposite torques are produced. Okay. Now what is the effect? The effect is that if the speed of stator harmonic and rotor harmonic are different, that is, if the stator is having 7th harmonic and the rotor is having 5th harmonic, then stator harmonic speed is ns by 7, rotor harmonic speed is ns by 5. In this case, the motor will crawl. Okay, in this case, motor will crawl. Okay, already I know what is crawling. Crawling in the sense, one effect of crawling is due to induction torques. Now due to synchronous torques also there can be crawling. Okay. Now motor will rotate at a very lower speeds. Okay, motor will rotate at a very lower speeds. Now if both stator and rotor are having same speeds, that is both stator harmonic and rotor harmonic are of same order, that is, if rotor is of 7th order and stator is of 7th order, rotor is of 5th order and stator is of 5th order, then both stator and rotor harmonic speeds are same. Stator also ns by 7, rotor also ns by 7. Stator also ns by 5, rotor also ns by 5. Then the rotor will refuse to start. There will be a magnetic locking between rotor and stator. Okay, there will be a magnetic locking between rotor and stator, and rotor would never start. That is called cogging. Okay, or magnetic locking. Sorry, magnetic locking is not for this. Now if the speeds of sorry for this point I got a bit confused. Now if the order of harmonics are same, and if the speed of harmonics both of stator and rotor are same, then crawling occurs. Sorry, not cogging. If the speed of stator harmonic and rotor harmonics are same, that is, if stator harmonic is also 7th, that is ns by 7, rotor harmonic is also 7, that is ns by 7, then these two will create a synchronous torque. This is called synchronous torque. These two will create synchronous torque, and the motor will try to run at subsynchronous speed or crawl at some synchronous speed. One reason for crawling is induction torques. Due to synchronous torques, harmonic synchronous torques also there can be crawling. When the speed of stator harmonic is equal to the speed of rotor harmonic, then the synchronous torques are induced in the rotor, and due to this synchronous torques, the motor will crawl at subsynchronous speed. Now, if the order of stator harmonic, is say n is equals to 6 into q plus or minus 1. Q is an integer. Okay. 6 into q plus or minus 1. Okay. Where q is slots per pole. Okay. Stator slots per pole, which will be generally an integer. Okay. And order of rotor harmonics let it be n dash is equals to 6 into q dash plus or minus 1. 6 into q dash plus or minus 1, where q dash is rotor slots per pole. Rotor slots per pole. Okay. So the speed at which stator harmonics rotate is 1 by n. Okay. Speed is 1 by n into ns. Okay. The speed at which rotor harmonics rotate, this speed is purely the harmonic speeds, not the speed of rotor. It is harmonic speed. So speed is equals to 1 by n dash into ns. 1/n of synchronous speed, 1 by n dash of synchronous speed. Okay. Now if these two speeds will coincide, then there may be crawling because of synchronous torques. Okay. Now if the order of stator harmonic and rotor harmonics are equal, okay, so that is if n is equals to n dash. If n is equals to n dash, what we will get? This indicates 6q plus or minus 1 is equals to 6q dash plus or minus 1. 6q plus or minus 1 is equals to 6q dash plus or minus 1. Sorry, not 6q, it is 2q. Sorry, 2q. 2q plus or minus 1. 2q plus or minus 1. Sorry. Okay. So 2q plus or minus 1 is equals to 2q dash plus or minus 1. Okay. So one possibility is that q will be equals to q dash. Okay. To get the order of harmonics same, one possibility is that q is equals to q dash. There may be other possibilities, but those may not be imposing the design constraint. Because I have to select the number of slots in the rotor, I will go through this point. Now what is q? Slots per pole. Stator slots per pole. That is SS by P is equals to SR by P. Therefore, one possibility is that SS is equals to SR. Okay. So one reason due to which the order of harmonics will be equal, okay, that if the rotor number of slots selected are equal to stator number of slots, then this will give rise to a harmonic order such that the stator and rotor order harmonics will be having of the same order. If the speeds coincide, crawling will happen because of synchronous torques. Okay. Now when rotor slots are equal to stator slots, then the torque produced by all the harmonic speeds, that is the torque produced by all the harmonic contents of the flux and current, okay, will become equal. The torque produced by the harmonic speeds will become equal. Now there is a equal torque produced by the stator harmonics as well as the rotor harmonics, and these are called as synchronous torques. Okay, these are called as synchronous torques. And because these synchronous torques are alternatively in opposite direction, if I take the average torque, it becomes 0. Okay, initially we have seen, okay, if the order of harmonics are same, then there may be the alternatively opposite direction torques. So if these torques are in alternatively opposite direction, and moreover, when number of slots in stator are equal to number of slots in rotor, these synchronous torques will be having the same magnitude also. Because the magnitude is equal and direction is opposite, the average torque produced will become 0. Because zero average torque produced on the rotor refuses to start, which is called as cogging or magnetic locking. Okay, because number of rotor slots are equal to number of stator slots, okay, the order of harmonics are same in stator and rotor, therefore there are harmonic synchronous torques induced which are having the equal magnitudes and they are alternatively in opposite direction. Therefore the average torque produced, okay, over a time will be always equal to 0, due to which the rotor of the induction motor refuses to start, and this effect is called cogging or magnetic locking. Okay, this is called cogging or magnetic locking. So to avoid cogging or magnetic locking, my rotor slots should never be equal to stator slots. This is compulsion for 3-phase induction motor if the rotor is case type. Okay, so what are the effects of harmonics we have seen is, there are harmonic induction torques of 5th order and 7th order. The 5th order harmonic torques are produced with the magnitude of torques higher than the torque requirement of the load, so it won't affect, whereas the 7th order harmonic torques will produce a torque which is much less than the load requirement. Hence the motor will start to rotate at a subsynchronous speed equals to ns by 7, nearly equals to ns by 7, and that is called crowding, and crowding is due to magnetic induction torques. There will be harmonic induction torques. There will be harmonic synchronous torques when the order of stator harmonics are equals to order of rotor harmonics. When order of stator harmonics are equal to order of rotor harmonics, then there will be the synchronous torques produced which may result in crowding, and if the rotor slots will become equal to stator slots, then the torques produced by this harmonics contents, the synchronous torques, will be of same magnitude but alternatively in opposite direction. Hence the average torque becomes 0 and the rotor will refuse to start, or it will never start at all, and that effect is called cogging or magnetic locking. So to avoid magnetic locking or cogging, I should be compulsorily keeping rotor number of slots not equal to stator number of slots. There are other combinations also for rotor number of slots which we'll see in forthcoming class, in the next class. So these are the effects of harmonics. Okay, so in the yesterday's class we have seen what is torque and what are harmonics. In today's class we have seen what are the effects of harmonics. Okay, so with this I think today we'll end the class. Okay, so in the next class we will see what are the guidelines for selecting the number of slots, okay, and also what are the actions we take to reduce these harmonic induction torques or harmonic synchronous torques, or in general harmonic torques. Okay, so how I can reduce the harmonic torques we will be seeing. Okay, so we'll end today. In the next class we will be looking into the methods of reducing harmonic torques, okay, and guidelines for selecting rotor slots. Okay, so thank you.